Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we'll be doing a 30 to 45 minute guided meditation. Exciting. Hey, Sea Queen's here. How are you doing? Sea Queen 77. You're ready. Awesome. This is exciting. Yeah, welcome back. It's good to have you here. How's life going with you? How's everything going with you tonight? Yeah, today's been a pretty interesting day. Nothing super crazy for me, but it's good to see you. Christine the Bean's here. Hey, Christine, what is new, friend? What's going on? What's new in your world? How are the nephews doing? How's existence? How's the acupuncture world going? Those of you who don't know, Christine is I consider her a world famous acupuncturist because she has traveled the world and given acupuncture. That's how I consider Christine. One Sluggy, what is up, brother? Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure when you're here. It always warms my heart to know that you're here, you're coming in, you're doing the meditations, you're joining the groups. It's good to see you around, brother. Let's see, Sea Queen, you say good, kind of busy, so that's why you don't want to miss it. Yeah, right. I mean, it's crazy. Life gets so busy. We get caught up in work and relationships and doing pretty much everything. We're always doing stuff, and then it's so hard to find the time to actually meditate, right? When we can free up a little bit of time so we can actually do this. So I'm glad you're here. Yeah, absolutely. All right, yeah, we're going to do a 30, 45 minute meditation, and I always feel like that's a pretty good amount of time. I don't have a set time for the amount for meditation. Some people are like have a countdown timer. Some people say we will always do an hour meditation. We will always do a half-hour meditation. But I'm not that rigid. I like to go with the energy that's elicited during the meditation. I don't want to force it. So in fact, that's why I don't have a set schedule for streaming. Most streamers have like a set schedule. It's like, oh, I'm going to stream, Monday through Friday at the following time, right? I stream when I feel inspired to, when I feel like I have the correct energy to make a difference, to help people in the world. Because that's what it's all about. That's really the only fucking thing in our lives that matters, is helping people, trying to just exist as a kind, compassionate human being. And that's not only for all the other people you encounter, but it's for yourself too. You gotta love yourself. You gotta forgive yourself. You gotta be accepting of yourself. We need to remember that, because a lot of times, we're hard on ourselves. We're hardest on ourselves, and it's not cool. It's not fair. We're wonderful people. We're kind, loving human beings, and we are worthy of love. So never forget that. Sea Queen, you say you always make time for it. Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so important, right? I always make time for it too. Every morning, I do yoga, I do meditation, I do a bunch of mindfulness stuff. And if I don't do it, I feel off. I feel like off-centered for the day. I feel less peaceful. I feel more anxiety prone. I feel like I'm going to lose my cool more easily with others, and that's not what I want to be. I don't want to be someone who loses their cool with others. I don't want to be someone who loses their peace of mind when someone cuts them off in traffic, right? I strive to be more, to live more according to my nature, and my foundational nature is that of pure love, and so is everyone's. We all have that at our core, but we get caught up in earthly distractions, and we lose our cool sometimes. So anything we can do that helps us maintain our cool and our peace of mind more in this world is definitely going to be helpful. And it's important to have those things. Whether it's meditation, yoga, or whether it's anything, playing cards, or just listening to music, or sitting by yourself, going to a park, whatever it is. Those things are so important for us. I have a friend actually that was telling me today that she does crocheting actually, and she likes that. And I was thinking, that's a pretty zen activity, crocheting. Stuff like that is just, it's so good for you. Let's see. Christine, you say these days you spend more time being a chauffeur than doing acupuncture. Oh, that's intense. That's intense. We got to give you the chauffeur's hat. We got to give you that hat. The chauffeur's hat. We'll give you the hat. You can like get the cane or something, and we'll give you the chauffeur's jacket. And you can do it. If you're going to be a chauffeur, you might as well do it in style. That's my opinion. All right. Let's see. Sea Queen, you say you want to do meditation with Tibetan singing bowls on stream. I have one infinity bowl. And I don't bring it out very often. Let me grab it. All right. So I got this one infinity bowl out, and yeah, I love this thing. but I don't know. I don't bring it out very often. It's just something I got here, and it's just a beautiful. And I have to keep this green thing under it, or else it like doesn't work. But it's just a beautiful, nice bowl. It was actually really cool. So I go to this store that I've frequented a lot in my life. I've gone to the store like many times throughout my life, right? And it's just like a really laid back, like it used to like kind of like a head shop place. It used to be more of a head shop. Now they sell, like crystals and incense, and they still sell some like band shirts and stuff, but it's mostly like, it's a little bit different than it used to be. But anyways, they had this beautiful singing bowl, right? This infinity bowl, right, just sitting up there. And I looked at it, and it was like $30, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'll take it. And and the guy's like, oh, okay, he's like looking at it, it's marked 30. He's like, 30, I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you for 20. Like, what an awesome thing. Like, I'm willing to pay $30 for this singing bowl, and he just looked, he's like, no, you know what, dude, don't worry about it. You can have it for 20. Like, can you imagine like walking into like Walmart, and you're going up, you're checking out, and they're like, oh, you know what, your groceries are going to cost like $112. Like, guess what, we'll give you your groceries for like $80. That just doesn't happen very often. This dude just like cut me a $10 deal for no reason other than the kindness in his heart. Like, what an awesome thing. But that's the kind of stuff too that gives you repeat business. I mean, if you want customers to come back and back, you cut them a deal every now and then. All right, let's do a little quick, or a little, yeah, let's do a quick Infinity Bowl session. Feels good. I love it. The funny thing about it is most people dig it, right? But I have one friend who the noise just drives him absolutely nuts every time he hears it. I can't even do it in his presence. For him it's like chalk on the chalkboard, but for me it's like a really peaceful, wonderful thing, right? Uh, let's see, Christine the Bean, you say your oldest nephew is learning to drive now. Oh, okay. Well, if your oldest nephew is learning to drive, then he can be the chauffeur from now on, right? You can take off that chauffeur's cap. You can take off the chauffeur's jacket. Just leave that shit at home. You don't need that, Your oldest nephew. It's time he starts earning his keep, right? That's the thing. Parents are always like, hey, this kid is like always like, gimme, 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 and then like they get to a certain age and they're always like, okay, now you can earn your keep. That's always like a fucked up thing to say to someone. It's like, what? What do you mean earn my keep? It's like, I do earn my keep. I exist. I'm a human being. I offer joy and love to people. I don't need to earn my keep. But it's kind of funny though, right? It's kind of a funny thing. It's like, okay, yeah, you're here in this existential predicament called the human condition. You're living within this dualistic framework, and it's like, and guess what? You didn't ask to be here, but while you're here, you have to earn your keep. You have to like earn it. It's like you don't just get to like live in this world of in this spatial temporal framework. You actually have to earn it. It's kind of funny. I find it kind of hysterical, at least. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, Tibetan singing bowls are awesome. I love them. Right? I love them. All right. JT, you say you got your quartz singing bowl ringing now too. Ding ding, beautiful. Good to see you, JT Farms. What's new with you? How is it going, JT? My channel shaman has arrived. I'm always happy when she comes in here. She regulates the energy. She keeps things, the energy on point, throughout everything, and I appreciate her so much. All right. Christine, you say still have to take dad to doctor's appointments. Yeah, I mean, if you know what though, you're doing a service, right? It's an honor. It's an honor to be able to do a service, and I know at times it can be frustrating and inconvenient, but you're having the opportunity to do something really helpful for your father, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you know what? You did something kind. You did a kind deed for another human being, and so it works out in the end. It's like, yeah, in the meantime, the short time, it's like, yeah, it's annoying, but like, you get it, you do those things, and then in the end of the day, you feel good about what you've done. Subi Blue's here. What is up, brother? Good to see you, Subi Blue. Subi Blue is a streamer here on Twitch. He hangs out in the fitness and health community a lot. He does Jackbox party games on some weekends. He does. He's always hanging around Grace Yoga's channel, who's one of the premier streamers here on Twitch. She's just incredible. I always call her the pro. She's a professional. She's got every aspect of the Twitch streaming down, and she's an amazing yogi and super helpful. And oh, by the way, check her out. Her yoga nidra meditations are on point. They're just completely incredible. You know, you do one of those yoga nidra meditations, you'll sleep for like 48 hours. You better have like nothing going on for like the next like 2 days. You'll be so peaceful after them. All right, where are we at here? Where are we at in chat? All right, JT, you're doing good. Hey, Bush Kangaroo, how's it going, friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. You've been earning it for billions of years to be at the top of the food chain layoff. That's funny. I like it. I dig it. Where are we at here? Christine Bean, you say as long as it helps my dad. It's definitely exactly. You know, I'm the same way. If I can do something that helps a family member, it all, especially like a family member, it always like warms my heart at the end of the day. I'm always willing to do it because these are the people I care most about, my family, right? You know, and my friends and the people that I encounter in my life and get to do meditations with and just engage with, right? These are the people that we care most with because we have more of like a shared history with those people. You know, we just granted we love everyone unconditionally, but deep down it's still nice to be able to have those closer connections with people. All right, where are we at here? Subi Blue, feeling love with me. Awesome. Yeah, well, I'm always feeling it with you too, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we're moving through the chat. I think we're ready for some meditation. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I do. We talk philosophy some days. We talk metaphysics. We talk philosophy of mind. We talk philosophy of science. We do meditation. The primary focus of these streams, though, typically is meditation because that's what we need. We need to really go within to the place of peace and joy and love within ourselves. Let go temporarily of the world and all the problems and anxieties of the world, and regain our sanity, regain our peace of mind. Because when we go within, we realize, we remember who we are. We're like, oh yeah, like, why was I getting so worked up over all these things in the world? Like, I know who I am. I'm not the kind of person that's going to need to get worried about those things. It's going to be all right. Things are going to work out. I love everyone unconditionally, and at the end of the day, like, most people are pretty good people, and we're gonna make it. Even though things are trying at times. All right. So enough of me talking. I always feel like talk is cheap and meditation is valuable. So let's slow things down, like we always do, and come within to a place of pure love within our hearts. The home that we remember when we allow ourselves to remember. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a seated position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds. And you can use that to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow, deep inhales and exhales on your own, all the while maintaining good posture. gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Focus on your breath. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out, slowly lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on a mountaintop. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds merge into one. and one cloud separates into two. The clouds move through the sky, disappearing over the horizon. Those clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being, exist for a while in conscious awareness, before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye vision. Keep your awareness on your breath. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And gently return your awareness to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the place where no thought can enter. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Experiencing the perfect peace that resides there. Feel the love that emanates from that region. Experience the warmth surrounding that love. That is the place of perfect monism. In that location, opposites cannot exist. For what is oneness can never be two-ness. And that which is eternally perfect can never be anything else. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Focus on your breath. Visualize a place of perfect oneness within you. That place emanates eternally from your center. There's a bright light that shines at your center point. And an altar underneath it. You sit at that altar, feeling the perfect love all around you. You look around, and all around you is perfect light. Every so often, thoughts arise in your mind. Making you look away from the perfect oneness within you. These distractions come from the ego. And their intent is to have you look at anything except the perfect love within you. For the ego cannot exist in perfect love. Just like darkness cannot exist in perfect light. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down all the way to your center point. The non-dualistic place inside where all is one. The place where opposites of any kind cannot exist. The place where division and separation cannot occur. This eternal state is immutable. This place of perfect love is your eternal home. Choose not to be distracted by the ego. Instead, always remember this place of perfect love within you. Inhale, traveling down further into that love. Exhale, releasing any residual ego from your mind. Breathe in, reaching the center point of your love. Breathe out, releasing all that does not serve you well. Stay focused on your center. Here, at your center points, you remember who you truly are. At your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you remember your divine purpose. At your center, true nature unfolds. You are eternal. You are divine. You are worthy of all the love that ever has existed. And it is yours if you so choose to accept it. By letting go of the ego and all its distractions, you accept your perfect love eternally. Eternally flowing from the source of all creation. You are that love. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from the body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from the mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all anxiety from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, reclaiming your perfect love. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment. bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here with me in this sacred space. I am honored and humbled to be here as your meditation guide and to share this experience with you. I hope you all feel more peaceful and happy than you did prior to the meditation. I hope you feel more centered. I know I do. Thank you so much for doing the work, doing the mindfulness work. It's not easy, it's tough, but you did it, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much. All right, how was that for everyone? That was a 40-minute meditation. So I didn't lie. We were within the 30 to 45 minute time constraint. And you know what? I was so worried and anxious about putting up that time constraint, but we made it, and it was no big deal. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. What's going on in this world? Imbalanced Physique is here. Hey, what is going on, friend? Good to see you, man. Imbalanced Physique is a streamer here on Twitch in the health and fitness community. Super nice, authentic, genuine dude. He says it himself. He's like an open book. He's not gonna put on any pretense. He's gonna give it to you how he is, how he feels. He's gonna be real with you, and that is worth more. One real person is worth more than 1,000 fake people. So check him out. Drop him a follow. And Roko Hemda's here. All right. Roko Hemda has been my longest friend. This guy has put up with me since I was 5 years old. Can you believe that? Someone's can put up with me for that long? Wow. Good to see you, Roko Hemda. And he's still here, hanging out, supporting me, man. What a good dude. What a really good dude. What else did I miss? C Queen, you say you're sorry you went off your stream, but you had no surgery. Dude, don't worry, C Queen. No worries. If you come in, you come in. If you have to leave, you have to leave. I'm just always happy when I get to see you, because then I get to talk to you. When I get to see someone in my chat and say hi, I always feel grateful, and it's just a very good experience. So thank you for swinging by. Thanks for stopping by. All right, what do we got going on here? We had Pixelated Corgi. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. It's good to see you. Oh, it's Chris. Pixelated Corgi's Chris. Hello, Chris. How's it going? Wow. Good to see you. I didn't know your name. I didn't know your username. Well, it's good that you're here. Chris is a good friend of mine. Everyone say hi to Pixelated Corgi. She's super awesome, super kind. We worked together actually, building sets for a local college's for the theater department. It was such a cool job. And you know what? Working with her made the experience so much better. She's just such a wonderful, positive, kind human being. I absolutely love her. Chris, it's so good to see you. I'm grateful that you're here and that you stopped by. All right, Wiznick is here. You say thank you for that. This is Sluggy. Went off on phone account and got comfy in bed. Thanks again for that relaxing dude. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here and all your support always, man. You come by a lot, and I always appreciate having you around, man. Good to see you. JT Farms, you gotta be my you gotta help me remember that Wiznick is one Sluggy's other account, or else I'll forget, and then the world will end. I don't know. Let's see. Pixelated Corgi. Finally, I'm glad to be here. Yeah, grateful to have you here, Chris. All right. C Queen, you said thanks for the great meditation. Well, thank you. I'm always honored to be here, to be able to serve others and to teach others, meditation, just run a guided meditation. I always feel like I'm giving back. I'm giving something to the world, which is the only point of being here at the end of the day. People always, there's a common misconception in Western culture, and that's, the people live by is how much can I get? How much can I get, right? They want to get more and more and more, right? But that's completely backwards. The true value doesn't lie in getting, it lies in giving. And when you give to others, then you actually receive. You You don't get from giving to others, you receive, and that's the difference. Um, Something to ponder, something to think about. The more you give, the more you receive. All right, Pixelated Corgi. Oh, you're too sweet. I miss you too. I miss you too. But you know what? We had an awesome time. We at least got to have such an awesome time working together, and for that I'm grateful. Like I think back to those days. Those are good. Those are good times. I mean, even like when things got rough, we always made it through. We always worked together as a team, and we made it through the tough parts. We made it through the rough parts. It was definitely not an easy job. I mean, we had to work hard. We worked our asses off, but you know what? We had fun too, and we learned a lot, which was cool. JT, you say you got me. All right, cool. All right, beautiful. You will help me remember. Well, I've been streaming for exactly 1 hour, and I like order, and I think that's about a good number to stop at, right? A 1 hour stream, straight to the point. We got in. We got that 40-minute meditation knocked out, in a nice smooth fashion, and then we're getting out just like that. Beautiful. We did the mindfulness work today. You should all be proud of yourselves for coming in and doing the work. All right, now is a cool moment too, because at the end of the stream I get to raid someone. So I get to find someone who's out there streaming, who's working their butt off, trying to deliver good content to the world. And I get to raid them, so I get to share the love. Remember, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's not about how much you can get; it's about how much you can give. So like now, I get to go and give viewers to another person. I get to welcome my community to their community, and that's valuable. That makes me feel good in my heart, because as a streamer, it always feels good to get a raid. So let's. Hey, Kittens Kung Fu is here! Wow, you just burst on the scene. All right, we got to pause for a minute. Every time, Kittens, you have a knack of like showing up at like the last like 3 minutes of the stream, and it always like changes the energy. I'm like winding down. I'm like ready to go, and then Kittens pops in and is like, and I'm feeling, energized again. So Kittens is my Chi-Town brother. He's from Chicago, like me. He's like, first of all, he's a badass. The guy does deadlifts like more than, like anyone I know. The guy is also a martial arts and Qigong instructor. He streams here on Twitch in the fitness and health community. Super cool dude. But remember, all the credit really goes to his cat, Mia. It's really not him, I mean, she basically has him. He's like the puppet, and she's the puppeteer, moving the strings around, right? So at the end of the day, she's the mastermind behind it. He's just the puppet, right? I'm just kidding, Kittens. But he does have an amazing cat named Mia, and she's amazing. Yeah, Kittens, it's good to see you, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you stopped by, man. I got home from work. Yeah, we just finished the meditation a little bit ago. I was actually talking about, just getting in and doing the meditation and getting out. And we're gonna be raiding someone in just a minute or so. But I'm so glad that you were able to pop in here, man. How are things going with you, dude? How's life? It's always good to see you. Kittens, those of you who don't know, Kittens and I, Kittens was actually one of the people that got me really interested in streaming. Like when I first started streaming, I was looking through the fitness and health community, and I saw one of his Qigong streams, and I was like, whoa, dude, this guy knows Qigong better than me. Like I'm a newbie compared to this guy. He like really knows it. I just know, the moves and stuff, but he's like a legit teacher of Qigong, right? So he's doing all the energy work, and I'm like, dude, yeah, if he's gonna be doing energy work on Twitch, I can do meditation on Twitch, man. It's gonna work out. And he's just a wonderful human being, super kind, compassionate, genuine guy. We need more people like him. All right, where are we at here? JT from say you wish Kit Kat would cook. You wish Kit Kat would cook. Oh, I see. Kids, you said great. She's making dinner for us. How about you? JT, if you taught your cat to cook, like we would stream it on Twitch and we would make like $973 million. I guarantee. We would just have your cat doing cooking streams. It would be the best thing ever. That would be so cool. Like all I want for like my birthday is for you to teach your cat how to do all the cooking. All right. If you can do that, it's gonna revolutionize. So it's gonna be a game changer. I mean, I don't think there's anything better than a cat that could like cook you dinner. Like you like come home from work, you're like exhausted, you're tired, you're like, oh, I'm covered in sawdust. You're like brushing off the sawdust. Pixelated Corgi knows what I'm talking. I'm brushing off that sawdust. You come in and like your cat is just like at the stovetop, like on like like up there, like with like a spatula, like cooking you dinner. And she's just like, meow, things are like, things will be ready in 5 minutes, meow, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. You like sit down, she just like brings you like she brings you dinner, and like that would be so cool to teach your cat how to cook you meals. I'm gonna do that. If you don't do it, JT, like I'm gonna have to do it because it's required. It's like that's what I need out of life. I don't ask for much out of life, but I want my cat to be able to cook me, like 5 course dinners. That's it. All right, where are we at here? All right, did we reach the point where I've lost my mind? I think we have. It's okay though. That's what Twitch is all about. Kittens, you say life is good, keeping busy and helping people with their fitness. Of course you are, man. Of course you are, dude. You're a hard worker and you're always there to help others improve. And that's the whole point of the fitness and health community on Twitch, right? Whether it's your channel or my channel or Grace Yoga's channel or anyone's channel, right? We're trying to help people improve. In Balance's channel, we're trying to help people grow and get in better mental, physical, emotional shape. We want to increase the overall well-being of the people that enter our channel. Think about that. That's kind of cool, right? We have the potential to give people the toolkit necessary to help improve in lives. And what a blessing, right? What a blessing that we have. What an honor to be able to have that privilege to be able to teach others ways that have helped us improve ourselves, and maybe they're tools that they can use, right? It's like the ultimate gratitude lesson. All right, where are we at here? Kittens, you say you have a ton to offer and you were so happy to recommend your expertise to others. Thank you so much. That's like super kind coming from you, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. JT, you say your Kit Kat won't do shit you tell her. You gotta train the cat to cook you meals. Like, I don't know why more people don't train their cats to, because it's like, okay, what's going to happen when you walk in the door? The cat's going to meow a bunch, right? My cat meows a lot. My cat, by the way, those of you who don't know, my cat's name is Parmenides, named after my favorite philosopher, Parmenides. And she's just the sweetest cat in the world. She's super, super loving and affectionate. I walk in the door, and first thing, she's there to greet me, and she's meowing a lot. Like, especially when I'm taking off my shoes, she likes to get in my face, and her move is to really spin around real quick and then stick her tail up in my face. And I always have to dodge it like this, because otherwise I'm going to get like a tail in the face. And at the end of the day, no one wants a tail in the face. There's a lot of things we do want out of life, but a tail in the face is not one of them. But anyways, where I was going with this is that it's good to be able to teach your cats to cook you dinner. Right? That'd be better, right? I mean, the cat greets you, but then is like, hey, I also have dinner almost ready, right? So you don't have to toil for like an hour in the kitchen. You don't have to go out to the grill in 0-degree Chicago weather. You can actually just sit down and I'll bring you your meal. Like, what? How amazing would that be? We gotta figure out a way to make this work. I mean, anyone who does is going to be a billionaire like in no time. Pixelated Corti, you say keyboard cat get wrecked. Yeah, right. I love it. All right. I always fall behind in chat now, and I don't even know what's going on. Pixelated Corti, you say even if cats could cook, mine still couldn't because she's dumb. Well, hey, Pixelated Corti, maybe she's just playing dumb. You don't know that for certain, right? Cats, one thing about them, one thing I've learned about cats through all my years is that they're sneaky, right? They're these surreptitious beings that kind of move through the shadows, right? So she might be playing dumb, but maybe deep down she's just like a super intelligent, hyper intelligent being who's just putting on the pretense of being dumb, putting on that false image, and you're buying it. I don't know. All right, where are we at here? Christine Levine says, sorry, I was on the phone with my twin, so I miss him. Yeah, no worries. And I always think it's awesome that you have a twin, by the way. I think it's awesome, but it also kind of freaks me out. Like, I don't know, people who have twins that look very similar. Like, I'm always afraid I'm gonna call one of them the wrong name. Like, that's okay, most people's biggest fear is, I think, death, and then the second biggest fear is public speaking. Those are the two greatest fears of humanity, right? My greatest fear is calling an identical twin by their wrong name. I don't know what it is about that. I can't let it go. It seems like the worst possible thing I could ever do. And I just don't want to ever be in a situation like that. And I've almost slipped up. I've almost done it. It's tough. They look so goddamn similar. It's just really hard to always get the name right. All right, where the hell are we at here? Hey, Victor Soares here. What is up, brother? Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure when you stop by. I got my logical, analytical friend in here too, who's all about self-improvement. He's also a philosopher, man. This guy is definitely he's written philosophy, and I've read some of his stuff, and it's good. It's good work. It's always nice to have you in here, man. I always feel like more just like structured and organized. Like even in my own thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, this guy's not like a chaotic mess. This guy like can think through the analytic lens. And like that's how I was trained. So it always feels good. It always feels good when you come around, man. Let's see. Oh, kittens kung fu, the tail thwaps. Yeah, right? No one likes it and cats do that. That's like a big move of theirs. It's like you're petting them. Everything's fine, right? Everything's fine initially. Like you're just petting them. They're purring, like some hairs like floating around, because it comes off them, no matter how many times you brush them. That's fine. And then like the second you put your guard down, they'll like spin around and their tail will just like get you. And you're just like, come on, like what, like why? Why are you doing this to me? You always, at least I always feel like, like, dude, we had such a good thing going, and now like really, you're just gonna like hit me in the face with your tail. And I mean, it didn't used to bother me as much. But until you really think about it, it's like, dude, this cat was like just in the litter box, like what's going on here? The tail's like in the cat litter, and now the cat's jumping out and like whipping me in the face with like kitty litter. I got the kitty litter on my face. Like what's even going on in this world? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Pixelated Court, you say you don't know about training your cats. I have a firm belief in bedtime. They get annoyed if you stay up. Yeah, if you stay up too late, and that's how it goes. Animals are actually very routine based a lot of times, right? Like they get used to a particular routine, and yeah, if you're staying up too late, I can see them getting annoyed. Do they sleep with you? Do they sleep in your bed? Like some people allow animals to sleep with them in their bed. Some people don't. I mean, either way is cool. It just animals get in a rhythm. They get in a rhythm of doing things. Pixelated Corgi, you say you promise you as a stupid she gets trapped behind open doors. Oh, your cat. Trapped behind open. Oh, does she do the move where like she crawls? I've seen cats do this move. It's actually a classic cat move. They'll like crawl into something, and then they won't realize that like the only way to get out is to like back out. And they'll just be like kind of like wedging themselves like forward into like a crevice, like an open door or something. It's like the most ridiculous thing ever. It's like, dude, all you got to do, cat, is like back up. All you got to do is back up a little bit and then turn around and just like walk away. Like you don't need to like really just like seriously like how many hundreds of thousands of years. Millions of years probably, right, of evolution for cats, and like they're gonna like literally get stuck by just walking forward. Like it's not a smooth move. That's my take on it. That's my hot take. All right, where are we at here? We got something about chocolates. We got chocolate talk. I like it. Victor, sorry, you said you thought that the two biggest fears are death and life. In fact, you think the two are confused often. That's a good point. Yeah. I like that. I've actually never heard that people are that like in that set context, right? That death and life are the two biggest fears. But I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that that actually is accurate, right? People are afraid to live, right? How many people do you know that are afraid to actually break out of their shell and go out and do the things that they want to in life and experience life in the way that they feel most in tune with their own nature, right? Most people are like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna like, work this job I hate and not do anything fun and stare at a TV screen all day because I'm afraid, right? So I see what you're saying, about death and life being the two greatest fears. All right, let's see. Victor, thank you, man. It's always good to see you around. Pixelated Cord, you say you don't know if we ever talked about fears at work, but you used to have a big fear of needles. Really? I didn't know about that at all, that you were afraid of needles. No, you never told me. Well, thank you for sharing. That actually takes a lot of strength to be able to share a fear, like that, especially like on social media. Like awesome. Thank you for sharing that. The pandemic actually helped you get over it. Really good. You know what? At least silver lining. Yeah, at least something good. At least something good happened out of the pandemic, right? I'm glad you're overcoming your fears. I mean, like that's like kind of what life is a lot of times. It's just like okay, I gotta overcome my fears, right? We all gotta overcome our fears. Some of them are just really difficult. Some of them are we're really attached to certain fears, right? Certain ones are going to be require a lot of work. And I don't know how to overcome all one's fears. All I do know is that when we accept the love within us, when we go within to the place of perfect peace, fear can't touch us. So it's like if we could just bring that with us throughout the course of the day, I mean, we'd be in great shape. We'd be in really good shape. All right. Let's see. Victor, so you say a philosopher you like once said, those who say they are afraid of life are really afraid of death. And those who say they are afraid of death are really afraid of life. Ooh, yeah, I like it. I think that's on point. Thank you for sharing that, man. Yeah. Um, JT, you say you don't think you're afraid of death or life, but you fear the process of dying. I mean, yeah, you know what? That is something that a lot of people are afraid of, right? The process of dying, right? We don't want to think about that. There's certain things we don't want to think about, and typically, like, that's not one of them, right? When then people like get like 80, 90 years old, and all of a sudden that notion starts becoming more prominent in their minds, right? But I don't know. Um, I kind of feel like who was it? There was a philosopher. I can't remember who, but he said either, let's see, um, it makes no sense. I think it was Camus. It might have been Camus, and he said it makes no sense to be afraid of death because when you're dead, you won't know it, right? If you're dead, you don't know it, right? Unless you believe in an afterlife. And if you're alive, you're not dead. So, like, if you're living your life being afraid of death, that doesn't make any sense. It's literally an irrational belief to hold. Now that doesn't, I'm not saying that it's like easy to like overcome that, right? But you're either alive or you're dead, right? According to this earthly realm, right? And then we could say whatever we want about different spiritualities and religions and what other people believe about life after death, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, as far as like this earthly realm is concerned, we're either alive or we're dead. And if we're dead, according to a materialistic standpoint, we don't even know it, so it doesn't matter, right? Um, Let's see. Christine Levine, you say there was a time when you were afraid of both life and death. Yeah, and I don't think that's uncommon. I think that's just how it goes sometimes. We fluctuate. It's not like the belief set we had when we were 5 years old is the same belief set we have now. We believe vastly different things than we used to believe. And we're going to believe vastly different things. 20 years from now than we believe right now. Right? It's just belief sets are very malleable. They change. They're fluid. Right? So there's times where we may be afraid of life and death, and there's times where we're afraid of neither, right? Let's see, Kittens, you say Mia says meow to Parmenides and Kit Kat. Yeah, we got some good cats in the stream. We definitely do. A lot of people with good animals. Um, let's see. Pixelated Corgi, you say your cat Grace is watching the stream with you. Who mentioned tail thwops earlier? Because you're getting plenty. yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Actually, I think Kittens was talking about the tail thwops. I was talking about how when you walk in, sometimes the cat can hit it. I didn't know there was actually a term for it, tail thwops. I like that though. Cats love that move. They love hitting you in the face with the tail. I don't know. I guess to each her own, or to each his own, though, right? Let's see, Victor, so you say there was a rather sweet follow-up to this quote from the philosopher. His next words were something along the lines of, the only good things can come when you follow your heart. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you all so much. And now is a time, I think now is a good break time. We got through everyone's chat comments. Let's do the raid. It's time to raid someone. Okay, who's all streaming right now? All right. Ooh, all right. We got some options today. Let me check here just to make sure, because sometimes I miss people. Oh, all right, cool. Mary Amber is streaming. Mary Amber is cool. She's a musician, and she does a ton for mental health awareness. She does a ton for mental health. She's hilarious. She's a super talented Australian lady who does ping pong. She's like a ping pong champion too, which is also kind of cool. Most people don't know that. But yeah, let's give her a raid. And by the way, if you haven't followed, drop me a follow. And Amazon Prime gets one free membership to my channel. I'm doing a little marketing today. It feels weird, but if you have an Amazon Prime, subscribe. It's free. All right, let's raid Mary Amber. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I love you all unconditionally, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks again, and namaste. Peace be with all of you.